guys, welcome back to another retro movie review, and today we are reviewing Bad Boys for Life. Bad Boys for Life is the third movie in the Bad Boys franchise, and I have of course watched Bad Boys 1 as well as Bad Boys 2 here on the channel in previous videos. So if you are interested, go back and watch those before you come back and watch this one. But this is the movie, follow-up movie of course, that came out in 2020 and stars of course Will Smith as well as Martin Lawrence. This is the movie where they changed directors. Obviously it's been best part of like 17 years since the original movie. Those two movies were directed by Michael Bay, and this movie is actually directed by Adil and Bilal. Never heard of these guys before, but they do have a very specific style in their filmmaking, and this goes into that definitely. Of course, this picks up many years after the original, well, the second movie and the original time period, I guess, and their lives have progressed. Their, Will Smith's Michael Lowry character is not really a streetwise guy anymore and sleeping with loads of women and whatnot. He's a bit more settled down. He's a bit more, he's not as committed in relationships as Martin Lawrence's character, obviously. Marcus is very like settled down. He has a wife, he has kids and all of that. And in this movie, those kids are actually older. Like it starts with his daughter getting married, and it's to the guy that's actually in the second movie, Reggie, I think his name was. And it's like that whole thing has come full circle and stuff like that from that scene at the door with both characters. But it carries on. It carries on into a new, different way, fresh and very Fast and Furious vibes, which is a good thing and a bad thing in terms of like a lot of car scenes in these movies. There's a lot of car chase scenes, a lot of explosions, a lot of big things happening on screen. Kaboom, loads of stuff happening like that. And no exceptions in this movie, of course. Adil and Bilal have very, very particular filmmaking elements in them. The transitional work is phenomenal for some of the shots that they worked on. Absolutely phenomenal. And I've got to just shout that out because it was definitely a takeaway from that movie. Plot-wise though, I think this is where the element of this film is some of the weakest parts for me in particular. And the movie itself starts with Michael Lowry, Will Smith's character, is on a run or like out with some friends or whatever. He's just out and about on the streets. And he basically is shot 3 or 4 times in the chest, like on the promenade, like at the beach kind of thing. And completely just, that's the whole point of the story. Who shot his character? There's a new team now, part of the police, called Ammo, and is trying to figure out how those two departments can work with each other. There is a big thing at the end where like the colonel does pass away, and the actual chief, and that was a real sad moment, and that definitely does lead up to things in the fourth movie, of course. Some good story elements in there, but it's a little bit weak as well at the same time. Like, comparing it to the previous movie in the second one with a big drug bust that they were doing, and the stakes were a bit higher. In this one it just felt a bit safe, if that makes sense, but with a fresh input of direction and all of that. I think it done okay, to be honest, to be a solid action movie that I would watch again. So that's what I would definitely say about Bad Boys for Life. I actually missed this on its original release back in 2020. That obviously was around the COVID pandemic times, so no idea why I missed it, or if it just came to streaming or something like that. But I'm glad I have watched the franchise, and I've watched this movie in particular, but it's definitely not one of the best movies in the franchise. Of course, stay tuned for that ranking if you're interested to see where it fits. Bad Boys for Life, there is some more stakes in there. Will Smith's character, Michael Lowry, does have a lot more to do in this than Martin Lawrence. In the first two movies, I think Marcus's character had like his moments, you could argue, and that is to say, like, even on the Blu-rays, Will Smith's name comes first in these movies, whereas in the previous two movies, Martin Lawrence's name is actually first, as you can see. So, you can tell like the power shift. Obviously, maybe Will Smith's now more famous, you could argue, so yeah, he's taken the top credit name. So yeah, rating the movie then, what did I think about it? It's definitely not as good as the other ones, but it's definitely better than some of the other ones. So I actually gave Bad Boys for Life a 3-star. I think it's solid. I think it's got some good moments in there. It's a very modern take on the franchise, of course, for the first time, and and I think a lot of it does work. Comedy side does definitely shine way more, I'd say, than even the first two films. Definitely the first one, if not the second. And it turns into more of a comedy film than the previous one did. So I would definitely say these are more of a comedy action series now. Now that I've watched the third movie, of course. But yeah, 3-star for me for Bad Boys for Life. Solid entry into the franchise, and two characters that I'm growing to love, to be honest. But there it is. There is my review and first watch of Bad Boys for Life. Of course, stay tuned for Bad Boys Ride or Die. And if you have missed all my other reviews for numbers 1 and 2, they are there on the channel, of course. And of course, stay tuned, as I said, for the ranking video if you are interested. Thanks for watching, though, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.